Long time no see. I am now on my clinical rotation, so I don't have as much time to cook. This isn't a cooking video, it's a what I eat in a day video. I'm just started my neurosurgery rotation, so I've been busy with that. And I kind of thought I'd show you guys like what a typical day of eating looks like for me, especially when I'm at the hospital all day, and kind of what I can find around to eat that's relatively healthy, always super tasty. For obvious reasons, I couldn't include any footage of what I'm doing during the day of like me with patients, lots of confidentiality issues. I can't show you footage of patients, but just some other footage of stuff that I'm up to during the day. And you know that I'm being very authentic because I wasn't wearing makeup today. And sometimes when I watch these videos, I'm like, did you just eat perfect today because you were filming? Or does your hair always look like that because you were going to film yourself all day? Trust me, you're getting raw footage, but I hope you enjoy it. So I usually get to the hospital around 6:15 or 6:30, and I run by the doctor's lounge to grab some breakfast. Today they had the oatmeal out, so I grabbed some oatmeal and some stuff to put in it, and then we'll head up to the 5th floor to the student lounge. This is where I spend a lot of my day, so you'll see me coming up here a few times. For breakfast, I grabbed the oatmeal, like I said, a banana, some peanut butter, honey, things to mix in there. I also grabbed a hard-boiled egg for some protein, and you can see I've got an iced tea there that I'm also going to be eating for breakfast today. And then this is just it when I got everything kind of mixed into the bowl together. So I added the banana, peanut butter, honey. It tastes really good. And then I'll just kind of snack on that while I get ready for the day. So I'm peeking at my patient's charts, kind of reviewing those, looking up anything that I'm not familiar with, trying to get prepared for things that the doctors might ask me. And then around 7:15, I'm headed to start my neurosurgery rotation. Our first case of the day was an arteriogram, where you take a picture of the inside of someone's brain, basically. I can't show you these procedures, but it was pretty cool. And then when it was done, my doc went to a meeting, so I got to grab a cup of coffee and kind of kill some time while he was at the meeting. I decided to use some of my free time to practice knot tying. So as the med student, if you do well during the case, like answer the doctor's questions correctly, sometimes they'll let you suture and tie up the knots at the end. And I just hadn't done any hand ties yet. On general surgery, we do instrument ties, but I know neurosurgeons usually do knot ties, so I wanted to practice that a little bit first, just because it had been a while since I had tried them. So these are kind of these little suturing toys that they have for us up in the student lounge. So I was just using that to practice some of my two-handed knot ties. And then here you can see how it kind of looked at the end. I also have some of my books out with me because it doesn't take that long to tie knots, so studying was a must. And then 10:30 might seem early for lunch, but you don't always know when you're going to get a meal break on surgery, so I headed down to the staff lounge again to grab some lunch. So they have like my favorite thing for lunch today. The salmon with the sweet chili glaze is delicious. So it also has broccoli and rice, and I just put the chili glaze on everything to make it extra tasty. Then it was back to going through my neurosurgery books for a little bit before I headed down to his office. And they had some sort of staff party down there, so I got some cake and some fruit and some tea, and I was just snacking while we reviewed some patients' MRIs and CTs and went through some more of their charts together. So then some more things I can't show you. I went into the OR and scrubbed in on a couple spine cases in the afternoon, and I got to scrub in and I got to suture, and they asked me to do hand ties, and then I was really glad that I was practicing hand ties during my coffee break earlier. So then by 5 o'clock, we were all done with our surgeries and cases for the day, and I headed down to the cafeteria to see what there was for dinner. You can kind of see they had pork chop, they had General Tso's chicken, stuffed cabbage rolls. Those all look good, and those change every day. If you don't like the hot meal of the day, they always have this salad bar, which I just filmed a little bit of. They also have a dessert bar and 2 soups of the day. And what I didn't show you is there's always a sandwich bar, and there's a grill if you want like burgers or chicken tenders, so there's lots of options, but I ended up picking the General Tso's chicken because it's really tasty. There's not enough veggies in it for me, so I also got peas and carrots from the salad bar. I threw them in the microwave for a little bit, and then I'm just tossing them in there. And once you add that all together, it ended up being like really delicious. There's some of the dumplings it came with that I started eating before I had a chance to film, just because they look so good, taste so good, couldn't help myself. My other favorite meal that they have here, General Tso's chicken. And I'll also add that I drink water all day. I drank about 2 of these throughout the day. So then from 5 to about 8, I ate dinner, chatted with some of my classmates up in the lounge, studied a little bit, did some practice questions. I went home a little bit after 8, and I've been kind of winding down ever since, so that was kind of a typical day in the life of a med student on a surgical rotation. It's my first day on neurosurgery, looking forward to going back tomorrow, and I can't wait to see what the hot lunch is tomorrow. If you like this, click like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And of course, thanks so much for watching.